Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. Global news reports that advocates are raising serious concerns over intimate partner violence in Quebec, following the suspected deaths of 9 women in just 4 months. Quebec Solidaire co-spokesperson Ruba Gazelle, alongside over 600 signatories in an open letter, is urgently calling on Premier Christine Frechette to implement a new law that would allow women to discover if their partners have a history of violence. Additionally, they demand the creation of a dedicated ministry for women's issues and increased funding for frontline shelters and organizations. Advocates, including Louise Rando from the Regroupement des Maisons pour Femmes Victimes de Violence Conjugale, emphasize that the crisis is not new, but its consequences are intensifying. They stress that action cannot wait, urging the newly elected premier to reconvene the legislature immediately, which is currently prorogued until May 5. Global News reached out to Premier Frechette for comment but has yet to receive a response. Global News reports that Ontario Premier Doug Ford has revealed 6 inmates are currently at large in the province following accidental releases from jails. Speaking at Queen's Park on Tuesday, Ford described the situation as unacceptable, but defended Solicitor General Michael Kerzner, who has faced criticism for his handling of the issue. Previously, Global News revealed that over 150 inmates had been improperly released from Ontario jails in the past 5 years. Kerzner had initially implied that all wrongly released inmates were immediately reapprehended, a claim he later apologized for, as some remain missing months after their release. Opposition leaders, including Liberal interim leader John Fraser and NDP leader Marit Stiles, have called for Kerzner's resignation, arguing that his actions undermine the government's commitment to law and order. Ford acknowledged that administrative mistakes can happen, even suggesting spelling errors as a potential cause, but vowed to improve correctional services. The family of fallen British Columbia RCMP const. Shaelyn Yang has publicly expressed a profound loss of trust in the institutions she served. This comes after Jongwon Ham, the suspect in her stabbing death in October 2022, was ruled unfit for trial by a BC Supreme Court judge due to his delusions. The family denounced this as a systemic failure that endangers frontline workers and marginalizes the pursuit of justice for victims. Although they prepared a victim impact statement for Ham's fitness hearing, they were informed it could not be presented, leaving them feeling irrevocably shattered, and that Yang's sacrifice was structurally ignored. National Police Federation President Brian Sauvé highlighted this as a significant gap in Canada's legal system, advocating for victims' voices to be heard in such proceedings. The Canadian Press reports that the Federation has sent letters to federal and BC attorneys general, stressing concerns about untreated mental illness, homelessness, and drug abuse contributing to risks for first responders. The city of Montreal is currently in the Court of Appeal, seeking to overturn a significant class action ruling on racial profiling by its police force, according to the Canadian Press. In 2024, the Superior Court determined that Montreal police had a systemic racial profiling issue between August 2017 and January 2019, ordering the city to pay up to $5,000 in damages to each affected racialized citizen. The city's lawyers argue that the ruling is too complicated, as it's difficult to determine appropriate compensation for each unnamed victim, given that only the lead plaintiff, Alex Starnes-Lamontagne, testified. They questioned if all racialized individuals stopped by police should be compensated without individual pleas, challenging the spirit of a class action. Conversely, lawyers for the Black Coalition of Quebec contend that the city is essentially seeking a retrial, emphasizing that the Superior Court's judgment already establishes clear eligibility criteria for compensation. Florida's Attorney General James Uthmeier has initiated a rare criminal investigation into OpenAI's ChatGPT. The probe, announced by the Canadian Press, focuses on whether the artificial intelligence application offered advice to Phoenix Igner, the gunman responsible for killing 2 people and wounding 6 others last year at Florida State University. Prosecutors reportedly reviewed chat logs suggesting the chatbot advised Ickner on gun and ammunition types and optimal times and locations for maximizing victims. Attorney General Uthmeier stated that if a human were at the other end of the screen, they would face murder charges, acknowledging this as uncharted territory. In response, OpenAI spokeswoman Kate Waters called the shooting a tragedy but maintained that ChatGPT provided factual responses from publicly available information and did not encourage illegal or harmful activities. The company affirmed its cooperation with law enforcement. Ickner faces first-degree murder charges, with prosecutors seeking the death penalty. This investigation adds to a growing number of legal challenges against AI and tech companies concerning their platform's influence on individuals' mental health and actions. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.